What's up, my dudes? This week's video is going to be of a fairly technical ring. It's going to be made of quite a few different parts and require a lot of steps and processes to get the final product we're going for. So this should be a pretty interesting video, but please be sure to let me know what you think in the comments. Now let's go ahead and get started. So I'll be starting by cutting some carbon fiber blanks out on my drill press. Now carbon fiber is incredibly strong, and so it'll give this ring a really good structure. And then it's also going to hold all the different parts of the ring together. And one of the biggest reasons I use it is because it's going to ensure that it'll survive just all sorts of abuse. Now I almost always use abrasives to cut carbon fiber just because it's the best way to cut it without tearing the fibers out. Here I'm using an abrasive diamond plated hole saw, and they last quite a while if you use them specifically on carbon fiber. They start wearing out if you use them on things like stone, so I've got a set specifically for carbon fiber. Now these do create a lot of carbon fiber dust, and carbon fiber dust is very harmful to your lungs, so you always want to use a filtered vacuum to suck up all the dust right straight off the drill press, and then always wear a respirator as well. Just always wear a respirator. Now that I've got the blank cut, I need to get it mounted onto an expanding ring mandrel, but first I'm just going to sand away any of the rough edges with this Dremel. Now that I've got the blank securely mounted, I need to start shaping it with this lathe bit. I'm trimming down the outer diameter to make the blank a little more manageable, and then I'll begin shaving down the right half of the blank to get the actual shape and dimensions that I need. We'll be making two identical halves and then join them together, and that will leave a channel in the middle that we can add the inlay to. I'm using my calipers to make sure my dimensions are correct. The layer of carbon fiber that's going to be under the inlay of the ring needs to be about 1 to 1.5 millimeters thick, and so that means it'll add 2 to 3 millimeters to the total diameter. So I just figure that out using the ring size that I'm making, and then I add 2 to 3 millimeters to that to figure out the correct diameter of the inside of the channel. By adding some meteorite fragments, and I need to do this in a way that looks good but still keeps a natural look, so I gotta add somewhat of a random element to the way I space the pieces out. And once I get those in place, I'll add the glow powder, and that will fill in the rest of the inlay. Now we have all the components assembled, and I'm just going to need to shape, size, sand, and then polish this bad boy, and it'll be finished. And here it is all done. You can see this really cool red glow it puts off in the dark. Now I don't frequently use red glow as it's one of the dimmest glowing colors, but that's definitely not to say it's not one of the best looking colors when it actually is glowing, and I think it looks amazing. Anyways guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. This was a fun ring to make, and it did take me almost 10 hours to make it actually, but I'd say the results are definitely worth it. But let me know what you think in the comments, and do let me know if you have any suggestions for me. Leave those down in the comments. I'll be sure to read all of them, and if you got any questions for me, I'll do my best to get back to you as well. I've also got a bunch of links in the description if you're interested in seeing more of my work. There's a link to my website where you can see all the rings I have for sale. Then I've got a link to the blog post we wrote up for this ring as well. We posted the blog like every week, so that's a great place to get a more in-depth look at the projects we're working on. Also, I post a ton of ring pictures on my Instagram, so you can follow me there as well. If you follow me on Instagram, comment on one of my pictures and let me know you came from YouTube. Anyways, I want to thank you all for watching. You can subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I will see you all on Saturday.